Okay. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon to one and all present over here. And dear authors and invited guests, welcome to technical session 5C. Myself, Harsh Soni, moderator of this session. On behalf of Global Knowledge Research Foundation, it is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the 7th International Conference for SMARTCOMs in Computing and Communications through Zoom. In this session, we have 8 presentations, and each presentation will be given 8 minutes for the presentation and 2 minutes for the question and answer. Further, all the presenters uh, will all the presenters, I will give you a gentle reminder on the 7 minute, so you can conclude your presentation. Okay. And there's a special note for the presenters that you may all please stay connected with us till the closing remarks, so we can capture a good memories of this virtual conference. Okay. Just before we get started, I would like to introduce you all to the chair for the session, Professor Vinod Rai Thumar. Professor Vinod is working as an assistant professor in Vishwakarma Government Engineering College at Ahmedabad, Gujarat. He has more than 14 years of experience in industry as well as academics. His research areas are data security, blockchain technology, and AI. He is also involved with an expert team of professionals working in RPA, AI, and ML. Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you, Harsh.
Okay. So moving for our first presenter, I'd like to invite our first presenter, P. Anusha, and she's presenting on a comparative study of haze removal for dehazing remote sensing images. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation. I think so. She has some technical issue with the mic. So moving for our next presenter, till then. Just a second. Our next presenter is Chanuka Dinuvan, and he is presenting on AI-powered detection and prevention tool to secure APIs from malicious bot attacks. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation.
Sure, let me share my screen.
Yes. Till then, I request you all to please be ready with your presentation so we can follow the timeline.
Hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, sir, we can see yours.
So, welcome everyone. Today we are going to presenting our research paper on AI-powered detection and prevention tool to secure API from malicious bot attack. We represent Faculty of Technology from University of Sri Jayawardenepura, which is located in Sri Lanka. So in this presentation, we will be discussing the objectives, procedure, as well as the methodology and the result of our study. We will also be addressing any questions or concerns that may arise. API is vastly used to primary method to integrate among different software systems. According to the previous publication, it is important to assure the security of API from malicious bots, which have recently become the main cybersecurity threat. As the first step, we conduct, according to the previous publications, we have to, we identified many objectives to that. So especially we want to introduce method to automatically detect and avoid malicious bot attack in APIs effectively and efficiently. There are 4 specific objectives that assist to fulfill our main objective. Those are to minimize the API human involvement to API security, to minimize the cost and time, to identify malicious bot attack in APIs accurately and effectively, and to effectively prevent the malicious bot attack to API. So as the first step, we conduct a survey using questionnaire to verify the requirements of AI-powered malicious bot detection and prevention tool for API. So our out of all responses we gathered, 95% responses were from software industry professionals who worked directly with APIs development and testing. we able to get this result. So we have identified 4 aspects for consider when we developing our bot detection system in order to make our effective and efficient rather than rely on our already used technique. The first graph shows that 68 of industry professionals have verified that malicious bot attacks are major threat of API security. As shown in the graph, 60 of the users unsatisfied with the existing bot detection system. Only 10% of the users are satisfied with the current solution for malicious bot detection. So, according to the survey, 88% of the users who believe that there is a need for an automated malicious bot detection and prevention tool for secure AFI. So, as shown in system architecture figure, the log file data reader directly connect with log file storage, and it triggers automatically when the changes happen to the server log storage. Then we use log file analyzer, which is connected to the AI to analyze log files and detect malicious bot. After that, the data has been storage in Firebase. We maintain block list and in the Firebase and use it to prevent malicious bot attack. User can see API request details and malicious attack and other details using web application. In this slide, you can see a preview of the 2 dataset we are planning to use this in this for this research. The first figure shows the web server dataset preview, and the second figure shows open SSH dataset preview. So next, we move on to the data preprocessing stage. So in data preprocessing stage, data had to be preprocessed before the further data exploration and fed into an algorithm. We move through the stages, which is a removal of tags and punctuation, then multiple white space between text, numeric, and stop word, very short word, and finally stemming. So next, we did initiate the feature selection process. In this phase, we aim to decrease the time complexity of the classification process while keeping and improving processing. So in this first figure, you can see there are 11 columns in that dataset, and the features are not combined yet. So after that, then we combine some of the features and created modified dataset as shown in bottom figure. So to build the model, we use text mining algorithm. Since we are working with text data, we need to use text mining algorithm. So for that, we use vector space model. There are several vector space model out there we can find, but we use doc2vec vector space model for this research. So just after log file analyze, we identified more suspicious API bot requests, which we then ran through the rule engine to identify API requests. The model precision score was 0.84. You can see loss function in the right figure. The usage of the web application is to work as a component that engage with the end users. It has real-time updating graph that shows API traffic can indicate API request. It has graph that shows API IP addresses and type of the request that occurred and time that occurred. So here user can see every details that come in request to API and able to see both request details and can manage those using that web interface. As a conclusion, I need to address in this study, we mainly focused on malicious bot attacks. Trained emblem model implemented rule engine will detect the bot attacks and prevent API from malicious bot attacks. We used application as a user interface, and it includes real-time updating graph and detail about bot requests. So if need, user can handle those using web interface. And also, since this approach indicates a high level of accuracy, this can be useful tool to identify malicious bot attack that come into the APIs. So, our research team consists with myself, Chanuka Dinuan, Amanda Coleman, senior lecturer at University of Srijawadanpura, Erosion Aberatna, and Tharindu Vimalatna, and the lecturer at University of Srijawadanpura, Ms. Rashmi Ratnayak. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you for taking the time to listen, and I hope you find this information valuable. Have a great evening, you all. If there are any queries, you can feel free to ask from us.
Okay. I have one question for you. You have used deck to web model for your implementation. Okay. So I would like to know that which are the advantages for that model.
We use
The reasons
doc2vec.
why you have selected this model.
Let me tell you. Here we use doc2vec model because it shows some accuracy towards a large amount of data, because we to the research we used large amount of data, text data, so we have to use some efficient algorithm to train that. That's why we use doc2vec rather than using other algorithms that mean names TF and DF like that.
Yes, you have mentioned that a high level of accuracy is there. Okay, so is there any specific figure? What is the upper level of that accuracy? You have somewhere 0.84.
In here, we just only use to identify AI. In here we use AI to identify just only the suspicious attack. Then after we going through the rule engine that implemented using some rules. It has some rules like frequency of 40 errors, and also there are some rules in there, so that only have to the API bot. So that's combining the tool engine and AI model, we can maintain high level of accuracy.
Okay. Okay. First, next one, please.
Yes, sir. Next presenter is Monica Saini, and she's presenting on availability or optimization of generator unit of steam turbine power plant using genetic algorithm and particle swarm optimization. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation.
Sir, my screen is visible.
No, ma'am, you haven't shared your screen actually.
Wait. Now, sir?
Yes, ma'am, it is visible now.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Monica Saini from Department of Mathematics and Statistics, Manipal University, Jaipur. Title of my presentation is Availability Optimization of Generator Unit of Steam Turbine Power Plant using Genetical Algorithm and Particle Swarm Optimization. Outline of my presentation are introduction, system description, formulation of optimization problem, numerical discussion, conclusion, and references. So due to the population growth and industrial development, demand of electricity increased rapidly. To achieve this demand, several kinds of power plant established, but these plants are very complex structured, and the failure results in the non-availability of the services. Failure is a scenario that cannot be avoided, but it is possible to overlook it for a period of time by planning some procedure that increase reliability. A fault-free operation of power plant depends on the successful operation of its components. The availability of the plant can be increased by enhancing the availability of subsystem through proper maintenance strategies. Several authors in the literature evaluated the performance of the power plants by various techniques of reliability evaluation. Recently, few studies conducted by authors for the availability optimization of industrial system. These studies provide a motivation for performance optimization of generator unit of steam turbine power plant. In this paper or in this study, our objective is to optimize the availability of a generator unit of steam turbine power plant using genetical algorithm and particle swarm optimization. The decision variables associated with failure and repair rate of generator and are exponentially distributed. Mathematical model is developed using Markov approach. The Chapman-Kolmogorov difference equations are developed and expression for system availability is derived. After that, optimize the availability using genetical algorithm and particle swarm optimization. This is the diagram of generator of steam turbine power plant. As we know that the generator is a prominent subsystem of steam turbine power plant. It comprises using 7 components: housing, bearing, stator, cooling system, rotor, exciter, protection. All these components are arranged in series structure, and bearing and cooling system use cold standby redundancy. The description of the working pattern of all the components are described in this section, and all the components are denoted by alphabet A to G. Housing is denoted by is assumed as system A, and bearing is assumed as system B, and stator is system C. Similarly, cooling system is considered as subsystem D, router is subsystem E. Same exciter is assumed as system F, and protection is system G. The current investigation is basically based on the further assumption. First, the failure rate of every subsystem follow an exponential distribution. Repair rate follow an exponential distribution. There is no correlation between any two different random variables. It is impossible for more than one failure to occur at the same time. A permanent maintenance worker has been appointed in the system. There are constantly repairmen present in the plant. Both the repair and the switches are flawless. By using the configuration of the generator and using the assumption, here we propose a state transition diagram of a generator in steam turbine power plant. Initially, we are at a state S0. If the unit A fails with the failure rate alpha 1, it goes to state S1, and after repair, it comes back with the repair rate beta 1 and so on. Similarly, we explore all the possibilities and complete the state transition diagram. Next is the formulation of optimization problem. In this section, an optimization model is developed by using the notation and state transition diagram. The mathematical model of proposed model is developed by using Markov-Burt process. The Chapman-Kolmogorov differential difference equations are derived, and the expression for the system availability objective function is derived by using the equation 1 to 4 and initial conditions discussed in equation number 5. And the equation number 6 show the objective function. And next is the numerical discussion. This is our search space for parameter estimation. Here we fix range of our parameter with the help of literature review. And by using search space, we try to predict the best optimal solution using GA and PSO. So first we apply the GA genetical algorithm, and table 2 show the pattern of availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the number of generations. Here we observe that the maximum availability is 0.9856 achieved after 11 generation with a specified number of evolution, crossover probabilities, and mutation rate. Table 3 show the pattern of the availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the number of evolutions. And here we observe that the maximum availability is 0.9944 with the specified number of generation, crossover probabilities, and mutation rate. Same table, similarly, table 4 show the availability. Show the pattern of the availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the number of crossover probabilities. Here we also note the maximum availability, and maximum probability is 0.9947. And in table 5, we observe the pattern of availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the mutation rate, and observe the highest availability value. And next we apply the particle swarm optimization technique, and we calculate the here we also observe the pattern of the availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the number of iteration, and observe the maximum availability. And similarly in table number 7, we observe the pattern of the availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the population size. And last table number 8, we observe the pattern of the availability and estimated parametric value corresponding to the damping ratio. So here we conclude that in the present study, the availability of the generator of a steam turbine power plant is optimized by using genetical algorithm and particle swarm optimization. The estimated values of the parameter in various cases are reported in table 2 to 8 from table 2 to 5. It is observed that the maximum availability achieved using genetical algorithm is 0.99 at mutation rate is 0.3. In table 6.8, it is identified that the PSO maximum ability is 0.999643 after 45 iteration. So with the help of numerical study, we conclude that the PSO performed better in predicting the optimum ability of the system. These type of results are helpful for the designer as well as the maintenance engineers. These are the references. Thank you.
You have very good work, madam.
Thank you, sir.
You observed in your conclusion that in a numerical algorithm, you have achieved the result up to 0.9955, and in your PSO, you have 0.996. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what significant change is there? Why you? What is the reason that you have achieved this result 0.9996?
Actually, sir, we optimize our by using the genetical algorithm and particle swarm optimization. We are trying to predict the global solution, and we just decide our search space, and we simply calculate the optimized availability values, and after our results, we observe that the availability is maximum at a particular genetic or PSO working parameters.
Okay, one more question. What is the damping ratio in your calculation?
Yes, sir.
What is damping ratio in your calculation?
Actually, sir, in this presentation, I not mention dumping ratio.
Last table, you have written the table availability versus dumping ratio.
Yeah, sir. I know dumping ratio have some weight of inertia. I know, but here I forgot to mention the dumping ratio because we using different values of dumping ratios.
Okay,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine. Okay, good.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next one, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation. So moving for our next presenter. Next presenter is Ashish Lahase, and he's presenting on comparative analysis on automatic speaker diarization and techniques. I think so. Ashish is not available. So moving for our next presenter, Ratin Raj RS, and he's presenting on detection of plagiarism in contextual meaning using transformer model and community detection algorithm.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Okay, just a second. Is my screen visible now as well? Hello?
Yes, it is visible. You can continue.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, I'm Ratin Raj, and I'm here to present on the paper that if presenting the detection of plagiarism in contextual meaning using transformer model and community detection algorithm. The basic objective of this algorithm model is that we already know a lot of plagiarism detection tools that's already available, which compares two documents or two articles and gives you a percentage or a rate of how much it's plagiarized with one another. So in all the available tools that's existing, it is common that everything of it uses the usage of words in those articles to find out whether it's plagiarized or not. So there is a very big loophole here where I can plagiarize an idea but use a different set of words to express my thoughts or just claim royalty to that idea. So in our point of view, what I'm trying to say is that the idea or the concept gains has more weightage than the words that we're going to use to represent it. So this algorithm is used to detect the plagiarism in that contextual meaning between two articles with information. So yeah, the problem that we are facing with the existing ones are the idea theft, duplicate content, fake royalties, which is nothing but the plagiarism in context, in concepts, and we have no proper algorithm So the solution we are trying to come up here is something with transformer model and community detection algorithm. So how the process flows is that first we get the two documents, and they are which are to be assessed for plagiarism, and they are concatenated and are pre-processed. The pre-processing is done by BERT, which I'll explain when going further. Then we create word embeddings using BERT, and then we use the embedding. We convert these embeddings into graph data, which are then used to implement low-end algorithm over that graph data to find the total communities. Now with the figure representation, it will be easy for me to explain. Now let's say I have document A and document B, and I'm going to concatenate both of it and keep another document C. Now we're going to do a set of procedure in all these three documents. First, we'll take the document A and document B, and we use the BERT over the documents to find the word embeddings for each of these documents. And we use low-end algorithm. We then create this, use the data that we got from these embeddings into graph data, and then implement low-end algorithm over that data and find the overall communities that is detected by a low-end algorithm. And the same is done for document B. The 100 and 100 is nothing but we just want to give an example that, let's say my document A is consists of n number of words, which when assembled in an n-dimensional structure with the help of embeddings, we get to see that we have 100 communities within that. And let's say B also has 100 communities, and now we do the same for C. And now let's say C is nothing but the concatenated of both the things. So now when we say that the both of them is 100, it is totally plagiarized, because when document A and document B has 100 and 100, and when they are concatenated and the resultant is also to be 100, it's obvious that the content that is present is plagiarized. And for example, this is the other case where the document C, which is the concatenated one, seems to have 200 communities within it, which means that there are totally two different ideas that's presented in both the documents. So this means that the documents are original by its value. So this is the overall working of this algorithm. First, the pre-processing is shown. This is nothing but tokenizing the text, and then taking the token embeddings position and segment embeddings and converting it to word embeddings and creating a multigraph using the word embeddings. And then we use random ordering to and give it to a low-end detection algorithm. The process that is mentioned inside the low-end community detection algorithm is the basic process. It's nothing different in that. So it's nothing but we remove a node from one community and add it to the another, and then we calculate the modularity of the whole community. And when we obtain the local minima, we are ready with a new network, and until there's no change in modularity, this process is repeated, and then we are coming up with the number of unique communities that we found, and we use that number of communities to find the originality score. So for example, this is how a word, this is just an example. This is not how it will look, but this is just to try to tell how how it's working. So let's say this is the overall word embeddings that we get from a document. So we'll have communities within the usage of the main usage of BERT is how we are gonna use it. It has the context of the word. So it's when we project it in a n-dimensional space, we are in the space of using it to find the communities. So this is how it might look graphically. And then why BERT? First of all, it has the most brilliant pre-training ever. And it is also useful for running on small data sets. And we are not training BERT here. We are not customizing BERT. We are just using the existing BERT to just create our word embeddings. So it's also useful for such small cases. And then the most important point of using BERT is to preserve context of a word. We know that in a document, a word can be used at different meaning at different locations. So BERT returns different vectors for every word used in a document. And the BERT is also available which is pre-trained in several other languages, which comes handy when we are gonna compare documents between different languages also. And then why low-end algorithm? the main reason for using Levine algorithm is it has no prior assumptions. For example, there are points raised where we can use ML models to work on the data points, but Levine algorithm is fantastic when it comes to giving no assumptions regarding the existing data set that we have. So it just operates on the data points linked by a graph rather than the data points embedded in space. And then this is local moving of nodes is nothing but the working of Levine algorithm, and it improves the quality of the quality function of our graph. And then hierarchies of communities. Then comes Levine algorithm is also very useful in detecting communities and sub communities within them. So when we are gonna increase the complexity of detecting the plagiarism, this comes in handy. And the results here is nothing but we found it to be 50% better, in the sense when we took a document, we used online tools to rephrase the document and check the different documents in a plagiarism detector. No, rephrasing is nothing but the same concept and same idea, but with a different usage of words. So those online tools that were available, when we compared our results with the online tool that were available, we are able to find that this algorithm, this overall process flow, the overall pipeline was able to give us 50% better results. And also there's a lot of room for improvement in this existing this algorithm as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.
You have mentioned that 50% better algorithm, right?
Yes, sir.
So please tell me what is the limitation? Why not you have achieved 100% or up to 100%? So which are the limitation of your algorithm?
Limitations of my algorithm is it varies too much between use cases here, sir. It's not like my model, I'm testing my model on an existing data set. It's like it will totally vary between the documents and usage of words in the available documents, sir. That's the only limitation that I can find.
Okay, good, fine. Harsh,
thank you.
next one.
Yes, sir. So our next presenter is just a second. Shushma. Just a second. Yes, our next presenter is Shushma Oinam, and she's presenting on green IT for sustainable development.
Okay,
Dear
so
presenter, you may please start your presentation.
first of all, thanks the SMARTCOM 2023 for giving me an opportunity to present my paper on the 7th International Conference on the Smart Trends for Computing and Communications. And the title of my paper is Green IT for Sustainable Development. I myself is Shushma Oinam from the Sikkim Manipal Institute of Technology, Sikkim. For the contents, we will see the introduction first. Green Information Technology, or the Green IT. It is the part of the technology which is like aiming to reduce the impact of the environment, and also the manufacturing, operation, and disposal of the computer-related products in a more environment-friendly manner. And next is the importance of the green initiatives, like minimizing the e-waste and also the landfill waste, which accounts for like 20% of the landfill waste. It helps in reducing the effect of heavy metals, like on the health of humans. And next is like reusing and recycling. It reduces the exploitation of resources and also the carbon footprints on Earth. And also by applying the simple practices, like by using low power mode, and also like turning off the equipments when not in use in our like offices. It also helps in promoting the energy savings. And also being conscious of the environment, it helps in the product or the technological product to be more consumer friendly. And next, sustainable development. The term sustainable development began to surface after the 1997 Brundtland Report, Our Common Future, which was like being institutionalized after the 1992 Earth Summit. The main definition of the term means that while developing any field is being the primary goal, balancing the effect it can cause in the future, and also like balancing the needs of the present is also termed as the sustainable development. Its primary focus being the environment and also building a better society in an enhanced way. And next is the importance of the sustainable development. It provides economic growth by providing ample resources for the present with regards to the future generations. And it also provides the environmental protection as a main goal by using the natural resources and also decreasing the climate change on the environment on Earth. And it includes social inclusion by providing ample by providing a better society for the poor and the vulnerable parts of the society. And next, for the IT operations and environment, we can say that the IT sector, which includes the hardware and software, and also the firms which distribute the IT products. For the positive impacts of the IT, the depletion of natural resources, which are being monitored by the IT operations, and also the renewable resources, which are used to generate electricity. Negative impacts include the data centers, which uses huge amount of electricity, and also the radiation from the wireless technology, which causes the health problems and even the extinction of some birds. In the impact of IT on sustainable development, it replaces the traditional method of using paper products, and also the process, or like some process can be optimized in the small setup steps. And in the negative impacts of the IT on sustainable development includes the mining and the massive energy uses, which affect both environment and sustainability. And also, like, there will be a better demand for products in the current generations. And next, we will see the green IT and its need. For a technological product to be used as a green IT, there will be some criteria. The criteria include that the technological device should have the ability to stand alone, and the affordability should be high for the developing nations to be using it or to adapt it more easily. And the risk factor should be comparatively lower, and the technology should be able to apply in a number of applications. And next, some of the renewable technologies which are in use in the current generation are like the solar photovoltaics and the wind turbines, which are in increasing use because of the production of less air pollutants and the greenhouse gases. And also the biofuels such as bioethanol and biodiesel, and also the biogas technology, which uses the agricultural organic waste, are some of the technologies which are in use. And next, it's the challenges of the green IT. Even though like green IT is in current use, it has like a lack of foundation for the like process, which is hindering the actual progress of the green initiatives. Like the authorities need to support activities like recycling, which in turn may suffer from the rebound effects. And also, like, the green technologies need to generate the knowledge spillovers more than the technologies which they are replacing in the current ones. And next, we will see the future scope of the green IT. Even though the green IT suffers from negative impacts in the current generation, it is expected to have a positive outcome in the coming decades, despite the rebound effects. And also, in some cases, by using wireless technology, we can use the vehicles, or the vehicles are expected to have receive power via electromagnetic fields. And the new technology and some new technologies are like in the process of development, which are in like creating artificial photosynthesis, etc. And in conclusion of all of these, the research can conclude that technology and environment are closely related. And in this, the green technology, it plays a crucial role in the sustainable development. And also for achieving sustainability, it not only includes the societal and organizational challenges, but also like the non-technical challenges. And for the green IT to achieve the sustainable development, there needs to be balance between the technological advances and the environmental concerns. And these are all the references. And that's all for my paper. Thank you.
Yes, will you please tell me which are the non-technical challenges?
For the green IT.
Yes.
In non-technical challenges, it includes like the effects which have in the environment, like the excess use of the products which causes like the environmental concerns on that.
Non-technical challenges.
Non-technical challenges, and also like the health concerns on the humans, and also like the organisms which are like getting extinct in some parts of the like world.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you,
Harsh,
sir.
next one.
Yes, sir. Thank you for your great presentation.
Okay.
So moving for our next presenter. Our next presenter is Shadika Sri S, and she is presenting on smart assistant robot for mobility impairment. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation.
Yes, sure. Is my screen visible?
Yes, now it is visible.
So good afternoon, everyone. My paper is about a smart assistance robot for mobility impaired people. This is the presentation outline, introduction, purpose, methodology, implementation, result, conclusion, and future work. So currently we know that there are so many neuromuscular conditions that can result in a lot of motor-related disabilities. So this indicates that mobility impairment might not just be due to accidents, but also because of genetic or medical conditions. And this global estimate has only been rising throughout the years. The advantages of using robots in situations like this have proved it to be very good in the areas of healthcare and manufacturing. So patients with mobility impairment face various challenges in the day-to-day life because of their completely or partially limited range of motion. So this limited functional ability will put them in the risk of accidents, attacks, or some kind of theft and violence. So a mobile assistant for these patients might keep them monitored. The most affected people in this condition are the people with no caregivers, the people who live by themselves. So especially when people are by themselves, they have a lot of unseemly circumstances happening to them. So using a robot which can be controlled by a simple mobile application can enhance users' interactivity. Considering that mobility impairment is also a huge domain, we have to categorize the diseases, but for now we have taken the simple and less limited mobility as our base, and we've worked on it. So to design a robot for a huge variety of cases needs to be started with the diagnosis study, and it also depends on the degree of impairment of every user involved. So the purpose of the robot is of four types. One, it will behave as an assistant robot. So this means the user can give commands to their mobile phone, and the robot will take care of it. The next is to provide services, which we do using a small scale gripper to pick and place objects, and it will take care of the user by continuously sensing their environment. Since most smartphones right now come with Android related platforms, and like establishing features on these kind of smartphones is an easy task. We can use IoT to make apps. To summarize, the robot will also secure the user, and it'll give an around the house view through a PyCam. The methodology of how the robot works is can be explained by this picture. So a mobile application it'll have an SOS button, and the user will use this option in any crisis, and email alert will be sent to the respective caretaker. So in this case, there are multiple sensors which are attached to the robot, which will completely be feeding the sensor data to the cloud, and then the robot will control the user's environment. The patient and the medicine status can also be monitored with the help of this application. So this robot in total does three services. It will monitor the house. It will provide medicine reminders because people in this condition need constant medical history supplements. And then it's also equipped with a gripper, which means that it can carry some kind of objects, generally a small scale object. It depends on the type of gripper that is attached to the robot. And it also has a collision avoidance system so that it does not collide with any objects, keeping any damages to the robot as minimal as possible. And the mobile application framework here has an SOS button, as said before, which means the user can make use of this option in case of any crisis, and an alert will be sent to the caretaker. Additionally, it also has a refill button, which means it can indicate when their medicine should be refilled. And this information again can be communicated to the caregiver, or if possible, we can even collaborate with a local pharmacy to fill it up. The patient's medicine status can also be monitored if they've taken the medicine or not based on the alerts. And this gives caregivers also the support. For the purpose of convenience, we've divided the system into 4 different modules. One is a video feed, which is done using the help of a PiCam. So a PiCam is a lightweight camera module which is attached to a Raspberry Pi. It's available in multiple models to capture videos. So PiCam is used to capture the user's surroundings, and this data will be sent for object detection. Then the next part is computer vision, where object detection takes place. So here we've used the CNN model and help of Microsoft's COCO dataset. We've trained it with the minimal household items that are available. A set of various commonly found household items were used as a dataset, and then they were labeled accordingly to give an accurate image of the object which the robot is seeing. The next part is about the daily reminders, where it's a very important way to keep track of daily activities. For this purpose, we've used Blink, which is an IoT platform where simple apps can just be constructed without starting from scratch. So here we have helped the application integrate all of the services together. On this mobile application, the user can also set the time for a particular task if they want to, and it emails the caregiver, and all the SOS features are in this application. The last part is the gripper, which is a small mechanical arm which we made with servos. So using a servo electric gripper will give us more flexibility. So whenever the object is there in the middle, the object will be picked up by the gripper and placed where the user is controlling with the joystick. So the implementation here is designed keeping the modularity of the components in mind, because if one system fails, it shouldn't result in all the other modules failing. So we've isolated everything and then integrated together. The base of the entire robot is a 4-wheel chassis, and this is used to control its motion around the house. The entire signals will be given by the user to the robot through the Blink application. And the warning notification will be sent if there is an obstacle sensed within 10 centimeters of the robot. All the user interface is completely designed for the easier navigation, even for lower level technical people. This is the circuit design of the robot, where multiple sensors have been fixed with the Node MCU and the Raspberry Pi for the object detection part. This is the left side is the final view of the robot, and the right side is the UI of the application that was developed. It has an on and off switch on the application. It has a refill button, and the center is a joystick with amount of distance between the obstacle, and the medicine reminder is also given here. So these are some of the notifications that are triggered by the application. These are 2 types of grippers that we've tried to implement. The first one is a scooping type of gripper, where the object in the middle is scooped up, and the second one is a claw kind of gripper. So in conclusion, we can sometimes maybe even extend the application of the robot to multiple other domains. So it gives a lot of extra performance avenues to use it in other military or some kind of applications. Moreover, there are more features to be added to a robot like this, using voice commands, path integration, and modules like that. These are the references that we've used. Yeah, that's the end of my presentation.
You have mentioned that warning notification will be sent when obstacle distance which is less than 10 centimeter. Okay, will you explain in detail?
So we have an ultrasonic sensor in our robot. So we've programmed the ultrasonic sensor to sense if there is any obstacle before it, to like send a notification in the app saying you're moving too close to the obstacle, step back.
But the distance is less than 10 centimeter. So it is appropriate.
So it's that it can give, so if it's less than, if it's even more closer, then it might collide. So we've used 10 as our, because we're using small scale objects like medicine boxes or a ball or something like that, every household item. So 10 centimeter would be appropriate. But when the object is big, we might have to increase the distance.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, dear presenter. Yes, sir. Thank you, dear presenter, for your great presentation. Okay, so moving for our next presenter. Our next presenter is Niranjan Kumar Mandal, and he is presenting on study the performance of a robot manipulator making use of PID controller for welding work in an automobile industry. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation.
Now, can I start?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. N.K. Mondal from University of Engineering Management, Kolkata. I am going to present the paper entitled Study of the Performance of a Robot Manipulator Making Use of a PID Controller for Welding Work in Automobile Industry. Now, for presentation, I have divided my paper into 5 sections, including references. So first in the introduction, then instrumentation and system and methods. And there are also 2 subsections, robotic control system, analysis of the system. Then the analysis of the system has again 2 parts, determination of the transfer function of the system, MATLAB, programming, determination of steady state data. And third part is the result and discussion, and fourth the conclusion. And also there are references. Now, let us start with the introduction. All of you know application of robot as a mechatronics device in various fields, particularly manufacturing industry, has been given due importance for the last many years due to the following fact. It helps in reducing the time of operation, saving manpower, raw material, and conserving electrical energy, etc. Again, the various types of electrical controllers, such as proportional, derivative, integral, and combination of them, that is PID control, etc., are widely used to monitor and control the operation of the many manufacturing system. In an automobile industry, various processes like cutting, grinding, polishing, assembling of the parts, welding, painting, washing, etc. are done. These are generally done manually or using some devices.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you, sir, but your slide is not moving.
But robot manipulator can be used to do most of these jobs. So in an automobile industry, various processes like cutting, grinding, polishing, assembling of the parts, welding, painting, washing, etc. are done. These are generally done manually or using some devices. But robot manipulator can be used to do most of these jobs. Welding of the vehicles in an important operation in an automobile industry. It is done for assembling and beautification of the vehicles by joining its different parts by welding. At present, many manufacturing industries are making use of robots to perform this type of job. And now in this paper, an attempt has been made to present the results of the theoretical analysis done for the system consisting of robot manipulator and a PID controller to regulate the welding operation in an automobile industry. Results have been tabulated to show the steady state errors, and graph have been shown for frequency response of the magnitude and phase angle of the whole system. Results have been also been discussed. Now, second part, instrumentation and methods. I'm showing the block diagram model of the robotic system. It is mainly 3 parts: PID controller, robotic system, and optical encoder. There's the input and there's the output, and I am just details of this I am just explaining based on the figure actually shown above. So the block diagram model of the robotic system making use of PID controller for welding work in an automobile industry. Robotic system consists of robotic arm which can hold the welding electrode. It consists of a servo motor to drive the robot arm. The amount of welding material to be deposited is controlled by PID controller, and the time of operation is controlled by servo motor. Now, analysis part. Following assumptions have been made for the analysis of the system. We have considered single arm robot manipulator. We have considered robot is driven by servo motor. The optical encoder is sensitive to the brightness of the welding. The analysis of the system has been done to find the transfer function and hence the overall gain of the system. The frequency response using MATLAB and steady state errors have been determined. Now first determination of transfer function. I have already shown the block diagram model. Considering the block diagram model, I shown in figure, the closed loop transfer function can be expressed as AS, Y not S by XIS, and given by this equation 1, where Xi is the input signal, Y not S is the output signal, X1 is the proportional constant, X2 is the derivative constant, K3 is the integral constant, K is the robotic system constant, KD is the optical encoder constant, tau is the time constant. So this is the system function. Now determination of transfer function. Now add A is equal to j omega. If you put A is equal to j omega, the equation 1 I have shown previous slide will be like this. Actually, equation shown in 2. Now overall gain of the system in decibel can be expressed as in decibel 20 log of the mode of A j omega. Now using this equation 3, I have details I have not shown. The frequency response at different values of omega can be obtained, that I have shown in the graphical. Now MATLAB programming to find the frequency. This is the command is given for MATLAB, considering some values and the system function, and we have got the result. Result and we shown graphically. Now determination of steady state from the examination of block diagram model, as I have shown in figure 1, the open loop transfer function of the system can be given as GS, that is K1 plus K2S plus K3 upon S into KR, S plus S into S plus tau. This is the equation part. Then error signal can be expressed as ER is equal to Xi by 1 plus GS, and steady state error, the standard function, the limit S tends to 0, S into ER. Now determination of steady state error, we have considered 3 stage signal. Unit step, X is equal to 1 upon S, unit ramp, X is 1 upon S square, unit parabolic, X is equal to 1 upon S cube. Now using these 3 equations, 6, 7, and 8, we can determine the steady state error of the system for different input signal, that is input step, unit step, unit ramp, and unit parabolic. That is table in the I have shown the table. This is the table steady state error. The type of controller PID, type of signal unit step, the ES the steady state is 0. For unit ramp it is also 0. Unit parabolic depends on the values of K3 and upon tau, given value of tau. Now result and discussion. The data obtained after the analysis of the robotic system with PID controller can be used to study the performance of the same for the calculation of steady state error and the frequency response curve obtained with respect to the magnitude and phase angle. It can be seen from the table. I want the table that steady state error of the system is 0 in both the cases of unit step and unit ramp. I have shown the table. Unit parabolic input. It is possible only for an ideal case. I have shown that this is 0 values. This is the ideal case for unit step, but whatever precaution you take, there will always some error. But this is the theoretical analysis, so you are getting 0. But in case unit parabolic, it depends on the values of K3, KR, and so we can adjust the steady state by changing the values of K3 and KR and K tau. So I have.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir, but we have last 1 minute.
So again, we can see in case of parabolic signal application, the steady state error depends on the values of K3, KR, K tau. These error can be adjusted by choosing the suitable values of K3, KR, and K tau. Now this is the frequency response curve for magnitude and phase angle. So we have plotted frequency response 10 to the power -1 to 10 to the power square. This is the magnitude response and also phases. And we are gain margin, we are -0.17 decibel at omega equal to 0.949 radians per second, and phase margin equal to 0.5 degree at 0.96 radians per second. This is the actually frequency response. Now this is the references. Now thank you. If any question, you can ask me.
No questions.
Okay. So moving for our next presenter. Next presenter is P. Anusha. And just a second. She is presenting on a comparative study of phase removal for dehazing remote sensing images. Dear presenter, you may please start your presentation. Dear presenter, if you're still facing any issue with this system, then please show all your issues. So then till then we can come allow the next presenter. Please solve your issue till then we can allow the next presenter. Okay, so moving for next presenter. Our next presenter is Ahmed Hanif Ashar, and he is presenting on radicalization of a mathematical model using SERT compartment. The presenter, you may please start your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this presentation. I will share my research. Okay, thank you. Good afternoon all. My name is Ahmad Hani Bashar from Indonesia. I will present about the regulation of mathematical model using SERT compartment. Okay, from Indonesia. Okay, radicalism in Indonesia, radical an understanding that required change and replacement of system and society to the root of the system. Radical and radicalism near terrorism. Terrorism comes from the terror, which means to frighten others. Next. Okay. Research about mathematical model of radicalization. The mathematical model for the spread of radicalism was inspired of Richardson research 1935 in this article of Mathematical Psychology of War, which was the initial foothold in the mathematical model at first. Next. Next research, countering Islamic militants and independent approach, Gerald M. Post. Radicalism model has developed in recent decades, especially using disease epidemiology. The epidemiological model approach is built on the compartmental model, initially vector-borne disease, where use a metaphor for the spread of radicalization in the world. In this analogy, the agent of ideology, the vector of is the recruiters, and the host is a member of the vulnerable population. This analogy, although strong, is not exact because the transmission of vector-borne disease such as malaria require at least two species, namely the vector and the human. Okay. Mathematical modeling the spread of radicalization that is starting to develop the analog of tuberculosis, TB, as a metaphor for radicalization. McCluskey and Santorpet 2010. The agent of this case, Microbacterium tuberculosis, and the population consisting of susceptible individual and blah blah blah. Okay. Global stability and mathematical model, the regulation Manuel Santorpet and Fei Xu. The latest model carried out on Santorpet and Xu 2018 and 2016 provide an overview regarding the regulation using SERTV. There are 5 compartments that will be described adopting S is susceptible compartment, E extremis, R recruiters, T treated, and V vaccinated. Okay. But in Indonesia, model radicalism is not popular. In the mathematical model of the spread of radicalism, ideology is analog to agent, susceptible in the individual who do not yet adhere to extremist ideology, a latent individual who have extremist, dan infectious individual recruiters who spread extremist ideology for vulnerable people. Okay, this is the regulation model using SERT. Sorry. S susceptible, A extremist, T treated, R recruit. Okay, this is model SRTV. S accent lambda plus 1 min k blah blah blah. Simplification using blah 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 this model. Okay. RO as a ratio reproduction in number are also a basic reproduction number. The field of epidemiology refer to RO as the number of cases of disease suffer that occur combined with healthy population. The context of radicalization means when someone exposed to radical is combined with people who have not been exposed. Okay. The value RO 1, then the number of people infected with radicalism will decrease during the next infection period, so that the disease will not spread again. Numerical analyze the fifth order Rangakuta method is the most accurate method compared to second, third, and fourth order. In this research, we use the fifth order of Rangakuta. Okay, this is the data from population size in Indonesia, then blah blah blah. Okay, simulation result and conclusion. Basic reproduction number 0.5454. Treatment in the form of the relation program can eliminate extremist group and recruiters group. The increasing values of PE and PR help to decrease the basic reproduction value of RO. In addition, the increasing result in K parameters has an impact of the provision of punishment time. The provision of long sentence can be used to diminish the spread of radicalism by people who have been given a treatment. The basic reproduction value of R0 can be interpreted that one recruiter can spread radical ideas less than 1%. This is a result, simulation result. Okay, thank you.
Yes, we have Rangakuta method for second order, third order, fourth order. Okay, so give me the reasons why you have used fifth order RK method.
Okay. I think we use the fifth order Rangakuta in other research, not yet. Maka saya menggunakan itu gitu. I use the Rangakuta, the fifth order.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, dear presenter. Okay, so moving for the closing remarks, I think so. P. Anusha is not available for the not able to present her paper. Okay, so moving for the conclude this session. Dear authors and invited guests, thank you for your great presentation and excellent contribution in this session. I hope this session was informative enough to all the participants. Okay.
Thank you.
And to all the participants, for me, thank you all for your for being a part of this international conference. And we on all behalf of whole team, thank you for your support during this version and the previous 6th version of this conference. And we will be happy to have you all in the 8th version of this conference in 2024. Moreover, further, all the participants will be getting their digital certificates through email within 2 working days. Further, all the papers have been already forwarded to the Springer. So please cooperate with the team SMARTCOM 2023. And the publication will be live within 5 to 6 months. Just before we end the session, I would like to thank our session chair for chairing the session. And sir, there is one token of appreciation or on behalf of chair.
Thank you, Harsh. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, sir. Now, in the end, I would like to request you all to turn on your camera so we can capture a quick snapshot to make this conference more memorable. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, sir, once again.
Thank you.
And stay safe and take care, everyone.